Hey, welcome to our today's class session. I warmly welcome to people who are on Zoom and also on Facebook Live. This is Lifelong Circle, where we study every week different topics on different subject, which is very important for your and my life in order to achieve the productivity or fulfill our goals in the life. Um, from couple of months, we are studying different topics in consciousness, and we learned a lot different dimensions of consciousness and what does it mean and why it is extremely important for my success in the life. Um, and we covered a lot of topics in this. You can see on the screen. But if you have missed it, don't worry. We are still continue to understand and implement these topics in our life. So nowadays we are learning the levels of consciousness. The level of consciousness are different. These are different levels. The lowest level is a shame, and then next level is guilt, then apathy, and then grief, and then next level is fear, and next highest level is desire, next higher level is anger, and today particularly we are studying and contemplate pride. The next level is pride, the highest next level. And what we are, uh, from where we are taking this stuff, I mean, what is a background of these all levels of consciousness is the table. Uh, if you see on the right-hand screen, the map of consciousness explained by Dr. David Hawking. He was the world-renowned psychiatrist and also the spiritual leader as well. So he basically made this map of consciousness, which is on your screen now. And that map of consciousness is basically your starting point of the success to the highest point of your success. So if I put here my what we call it, if you see on the screen, the lowest level of consciousness is shame. When a person is in depression, when the person is in severe anxiety, and he or she does not know, and there is no charm in the life because he or she is living a shameful life. But the next level, when he or she overcomes shame, she goes into guilt-based life. So, which is also is a sister of shame. But when he or she is able to come out from the guilt-based life, that person goes in hopelessness condition. And that is the next level of consciousness, highest level. We are going, as we going from below to top, your next quality of life start, your next level of consciousness start. So next level is from the guilt is hopelessness, apathy. When you cope from hopelessness, then you become really product of your past life. You, your memory in the mind, taking you back in your past traumatic and bad experiences and severe other experiences. So that is something which we turn into grief. And that grief turn into fear, where we are in some anxiety, and that anxiety takes us to fulfill something, and that anxiety takes us to desire something, to complete something. So, and that is the next level, which is craving. So you are now going to fulfill some goals. You are in a good level of your consciousness, is a good level of quality in yourself. But the desire never ends. Crave, craving does not end. It creates anxiety, and you failed again and again. You interact with contemplation, you procrastinate in your life, and that turn the next level into anger, okay, which we studied last week. And you release this anger in different form, in uh, different levels you uh, take out. And today, when you are repeatedly showing anger behavior and you cope the anger element and you achieve some good and meaningful goal, whatever you have set, for example, physical fitness or weight loss or weight gain or well-being goals, goals of become a rich person, goal to improve the relationships, goal to become entrepreneur or launching an initiative, taking the initiative of new projects. So uh, whatever the goal you are achieving in response of your anger and and failure and success, failure and success, it will be to and fro, motion will be going on, and your anger will help you to achieve positive goals. However, when you achieve something, you become proudful for that achievement. You, although this is a superficial level of achievement, these are not long-lasting achievement. You always desire more and more, and it never fulfills. For example, if you have uh, a goal to double your income, and for some reason you got angry and because you didn't complete your goal, and you changed the strategy and then start to target your doubling income of your month, and suppose you achieve that double income, but after a few certain time, you will start again to crave more. Now your next target will be triple of your um, income, and next fourth of your income, fourth time your income, and that never ends. Okay. However, any goal, whatever you achieved, this craving, this a desire, if you achieve in some level, and it will never end, I'm repeating again, still that is a good state of your consciousness, because that is going to turn you a proudful moment where you are going to a feeling really, really pride in yourself. And that is your next of your conscious, feel that you are now going to become different, and that different thing is your pride. And today we are going to learn this pride, when we are really feel pride in our life. So I hope that is the question and the topic which we are covering today. Uh, so let's go back, and the I will tell you the first good news. The good news, sorry, bad news. The bad news is we majority of people, at least 80 to 90% people in the world, we are proud of many things, one thing or multi different dimensions of our life and the world. And that is better than to be in fear life, fearful life, better than be in depression. It is better than to be living a shameful or griefful life. So uh, but bad news is that we are in pride. Why this is bad news? Because it is not highest form of consciousness which we are achieving. The highest form of achieving, let's go back to our table. Highest form of achieving is here. Let me show you. Highest form which start here. Uh, when we become courageous, which is coming here, this one, red one, okay, where your energy level is 200, okay, this, and that is a courageous level. When you achieve, then your life is going to be transformed uh, to the desired um, God's level, which your God wanted to do. And when you born, and that birth of yourself is basically taking that highest level. You will become a packet of love. You start to learn and improve your mental intelligence by consulting a lot of influential influencers, intellectual people. You start to reading a lot of books of different subjects, and giving really, really meaningful life. So uh, that is going to do. So you will reach courage, which is our next Sunday topic. Then you are going to fly in the sky now. You starting so far till pride, you living a miserable life. It's a mediocre life. It's the life which society is going to ask you to do this, and you making all decision based on your society, your parents, your teacher. They taught you, they influence you in the way, and you are reacting on this. So this level of pride still is a demanding thing, which is going to demand to do this. So this is the bad news, okay? And the good news I will tell you a little bit later. So let's go and start our today reading. And that reading I have taken from the book, um, The Map of Consciousness, okay? And we will learn about what that pride means, why this pride, why we should celebrate it, okay? So um, I start reading is saying, Dr. David Hawkins is saying, the pride which calibrates at 175 out of 1,000 has enough energy to run the United States Marine Corps. It is the level aspired by the majority of our kind today. People feel positive as they reach this level, in contrast to the lower energy fields. Okay, so people feel positive, they say, in this level. And who are those people? They people could be anyone, belongs to any community, belongs to any race, gender, sex, skin color, language, country, city. So there are like 10 to 20 different major category where we divide the whole human into different uh, groups. Okay, and that those groups are uh, one of the group is uh, LGBT group, gays and lesbian, and further, which are differentiated with respect to their gender identity. So, like in UK, uh, one of the survey in done in UK, and that survey said is carried on 30 different countries, and they say that average 9% of identity of the people are changed, their sexual orientation are changed. So, but why I'm connecting this thing here, and that's an important thing I need to tell, okay? Because in our cultures, in our world, LGBT is referred as a pride. This pride is a reactive response from other people, um, because they want to be bisexual or straight, or gay, or being a gay, or being a lesbian, or being any gender association. Okay. But the topic which we are covering is not related with LGBT, okay, specifically. It's just a very small part of the topic which we're covering. This pride, which is the title of today, is the pride overall we feel in life, in any form or the group we are associate. Okay. So that has to be considered in our mind. So the Dr. David Hawkins further say that this rise in self-esteem is a balm to all the pain experienced at low level of consciousness. Pride looks good and knows it, it struts its stuff in the parade of life. Pride is at a far enough removal from shame, guilt, fear, that to rise. For instant, out of the disappear of ghetto to pride of being a marine is an enormous jump. Okay. Also, Dr. David Hawkins writes in his book, pride as such generally has a good reputation and is socially encouraged, yet as we see from the chart of the level of consciousness, it is sufficiently negative to remain below the critical level of 20. The critical level of below, which I mentioned uh, just few minutes before, is courage. When we are at the level of courage, that is a starting point of transforming our life entirely. But this is the one step below. The pride is a one step below from critical level of being courageous. Okay. This is why the pride feels good only in contrast to the lowest level. Of course, one person is living a depression based life, having a lot of anxiety, have a psychosis, psychotic condition, and these all conditions um, are very bad. But this pride condition is better than those conditions. That is a good news. Okay, that is. Now, how pride is related with my life. Now, I'm going to explain little bit higher purpose of this class, and that is little bit um, what we call it, is a highest teaching. Okay, maybe you never been told this reality. I will call it a reality, and ultimate reality. Okay, and sometimes it is painful. It may be going to shake your beliefs, what you have at the moment. Okay, but it is it will help you to contemplate some of the best things you ever will be able to learn from it. So let's start to understand deeply what pride mean, why we feel proud on many things. Okay, and any group which I belongs to, or you belongs to, or we belongs to, or my community belongs to, my country belongs to, my religion belongs to, my language belongs to, my gender as a woman belongs to, my gender as a man belongs to, my gender as a LGBT community belongs to, whatever my identity is, okay? Every identity, if I'm associated with me, that is my pride, okay? And if I am very well in that standard expectation of that identity which I'm labeling myself or my society labeled on me, and if I'm very well in that performing identity, this is a very well, what we call it, um, proudful movement, proudful state, but still is a miserable, okay? Is still um, not transforming state, okay? After this transforming state will start when I say next level will be courageous, okay? Still, when you are pride, it is not courageous thing, okay? Because so far you are reactive phase of your consciousness, okay? That pride you do not own as such by your own talent. This pride is given by your society, whatever you belong. For example, if I am a male, this doesn't, I didn't decide that I should be a male. I born as a male. I born as an American. I born as an English speaker. I born as a Christian or in Christian family. I born as a community of white people or black people. I born to uh, belongs to the world best nation in the world. So these are all uh, things which were already there, but I am associating myself and I am taking it as a pride. So this is little deceptive because this is not something you did with your own talent or with your own something initiative of your life. This is something which was already there. Yes, there are certain proudful movement which you do. For example, you were a poor person, and with your effort, with your amazing entrepreneurial ideas, you become millionaire. Yes, and that millionaire identity, that's a rich man or rich woman identity, is your pride. Okay, but still, it's pride again. That pride is not a courageous, a critical starting point of transforming your life. This is very important to understand. Okay. So now let's come back to our thing. So let's decide uh, who you are and why you are proud. Imagine yourself. Imagine yourself who you are. Think who you are. Hmm? Who is yourself? You can say, well, I'm a man. I have masculine feature. Okay. Um, I'm a woman. I have a feminine feature. I'm a lady. Okay. I'm an existence. Okay. Some people say, oh, well, I belongs to certain nation. I belongs to certain geographical region. I belongs to certain city, village, community in terms of religion, right? Uh, or a club or anything. I speak or I belongs to that language which people mostly speak. Um, so these are the things which I will associate. And whenever I stick with those things, that will fill me pride. Okay. And that's why we um, celebrate a lot of uh, days. Okay. For example, Usually, every country, when they celebrate national holidays or national pride events, these events make us proud. We express our gratitude towards our armed forces, to our scientists. So these are the moments of pride, but it's nothing to do with you in the sense that you didn't do, but you are taking this pride for you because of the bill you born or you living in that society. Okay. For example, in terms of, I believe the what we call it religion is very powerful motive to live and associate your identity with it. So many people wants to be proudful when they are Jew and they say they want to be Jew and we're proud to be in a Jew community. Many people they are Christian, and that is the world largest group as well, where the like billions of people are Christian in somehow. Many people they are Muslim and they're proud to be a Muslim. Okay, and many people they are Hindu, they are Buddhist, they are um, Sikhs, or they are uh, proud of these identities, isn't it? That is very, very important. Which even, even, even if you belongs to any club and any organization, and where you are labeled or called as a terrorist, you still be a proud, have a feeling to be proud to become that um, terrorist organization's member. Or you maybe call yourself, we are separatists, we are rebellions, we are freedom fighters. Okay, so based on your agenda or mission of your organization. But imagine that these all identities, okay, these all identities are mainly we divide into four parts. And these parts are, if you are a rich person or you are doing some business, if you have a scientific background, um, if you have a spiritual background, or you are adventurous. So these are different identities you also can be belongs to. Okay. Now, what is the main point which I'm trying to raise here? My point is these are the things which you were enforced to believe on, and you have started to believe since you born. The parents and society, they give you your name, they call your gender, they give you a language, they give us certain patterns of thinking, and you are associating with those belief system. So these all are now become your pride, and that is a part of your collective ego. So the man ego or a person ego basically start or stems from this level. And that is why we are very egoic. If anybody call us bad to my religion, to my nation, to my language, we become so provocative. We become so feel oppressed and in that form, isn't it? We all do, because we in somehow feel pride and we become arrogant, whether other person believe it or know it. We feel ourselves uh, a proud person of that thing and that goal. So Dr. David Hawking further say in his book. The problem, as we all know, is that the pride goeth before a fall. Okay, because pride has to be fallen. Okay, your pride will never be stay at one state. It has to be fallen. And pride is defensive and vulnerable because it is dependent upon external condition, without which it can suddenly revert to the low level. Okay, and saying that it can also take you to the back into fear, into shameful life, into griefful life, into this life. Okay, the inflated ego is vulnerable to attack. Like I said, because pride gives you an ego, and that ego is like a, a inflated balloon type of ego, and that balloon type of ego can burst as well with one small needle. Okay, and but it is very weak. Remember, then Dr. David say pride remains weak because it can be knocked off its pedestal back into shame, which is the thread that fires the fears of loss of price. Pride. So when you go back to the level of emotions, then it becomes weak and it becomes burst. Okay. And further, Dr. David say the pride is divisive and gives rise to factionalism. The consequences are costly. Man has habitually died for pride. Armies still regularly slaughter each other for the aspect of pride called nationalism. Religious war, political terrorism, and zealotry and ghastly history of Middle East and Central Europe, or are all the practice of pride which all society pays. Very, very thoughtful. It's a very, very critical thing, which is saying that we face catastrophic effect of feeling pride at the religious and nationalist pride is very, very dangerous because that goes to a collective and mass riots in the streets and even turn into wars to kill millions of people. Look at the World War One, World War Two, and the Cold War between Russia and America, uh, war between Vietnam and America, war between India and Pakistan, war between Iraq and America. So these are all wars where the millions of people and families they had to pay the price to defend their pride. This is all is happening because of their pride, and that is very dangerous where we are standing, unfortunately. Um, so Dr. David Hawkins is saying still the pride is very bad because it takes you to the arrogance and you become denial of something. Even people are telling you, okay, um, you because you see other people or other nation as a small, and that's your arrogancy, um, your characteristic blocks that growth in pride. Recovery from addiction is impossible because emotional problems and character defects are denied. Mostly people, when they are in pride, they are in form of some addiction, okay? And that addiction will not be recovered because of your emotional problems and the defects in your character. So that is very harmful. Pride is very harmful. That takes you in addiction. Okay. You could be addiction of drugs or addictive some substances, very badly habits, addict of watching bad stuff, watching violence related stuff, um, drinking wine, earning a lot of money, gambling, um, uh, physical torturing, uh, swearing. Uh, you will become addiction of this if it will go longer. Okay, that is very, very important because you are going to ridicule other people and other nation and other group because you think that you are superior. Okay, and that, and in the last paragraph, the whole problem of denial is one of the pride. Okay, because the pride is a very sizable block to the acquisition of real power, which displaces pride with true stature and prestige. Okay, so the when you are in pride, you are in denial because you don't want to accept it that you are not superior. That is your sense of pride. When that sense of pride is directly linked with your ego, and ego will be very, very volatile and very, very aggressive in reaction. So that's why you never, you start to fight, you start to curse other, you start to do whatever bad you can do for this denial issue. So that's why it's, it's very dangerous. It is very, very volatile. It is very, very aggressive. So, uh, however, the good news, which I said I will tell you, that if you are on a pride and if you have step up, and you have reached at the level of pride, it is a good sign. At least you are going and going upward and going to the higher state of consciousness. And that higher state of consciousness, which I explained you before, that here, next level is courage, then neutrality, then willingness, then acceptance, okay, then reason, then love, then joy, peace, enlightenment. So these are all next levels of your uh, next level of your consciousness you are going to achieve. And that is a well done thing. If you have a big vision, or your life is taking you to achieve those vision as it is, and that is a brilliant thing you could do. Okay. Um, and yeah, that is amazing thing you could do. Um, so this is the thing which uh, we just learned. You have any question? Let me know. You can join my channel. This is let me show you my channel. Here is my channel. I'm growing it, but I don't want to grow massively because my audience is very selective, very, very uh, selective, like you. So if you want to subscribe it, and you can have a look the previous state of consciousness recording in the class, uh, where click on any of my YouTube channel's video, look which is a lack in your life and work on this. Try to first understand this, and then you will be able to learn this. So let me see on our Facebook if we have any question there. Okay, yeah, no. So that's all. Next week we will be studying the courage. Okay, where is the turning and critical point in your life? And the majority of people are not on that level, unfortunately. But you are lucky that you are approaching on that level. Okay, so that's it. That's it's all about right. Okay. If you like this video, just subscribe it and share with your friend and family, and invite your friends to join this Sunday class. It's a free of charge, the same time on Zoom and the Facebook Live. So thank you very much. My name is Maratib Ali Shah, and I will see you next Sunday, the same time on Zoom or on Facebook Live. Thank you. Goodbye.